So I would say what has been most successful for us here in Cardrona has been looking for times when the community will gather more centrally and being there, putting ourselves where they already are, where they're already planning on being. So, for example, we had a village fair in the summer. So pitching up at the village fair, literally pitching up. So we pitched a gazebo with a flag, and we were engaging with people, talking with people there. Most recently, we had something called Light Night, which was on Halloween, and again we pitched a gazebo. There's a bit of a theme here, and we had a van where we had hot chocolate from the back of the van, and we were making lanterns, and quite literally people who were out and about already doing their guising couldn't go and do their guising without passing us and without stopping off and having a chat and having some hot chocolate and getting involved in what we were doing. So I would say that we're looking for places where things are already happening. I think that's a real key.
And Pamela, where do you get people to do this with you? You're one person here. I mean, it's fantastic to hear all that has happened in a short space of time. You've done remarkably well. What about people working with you? How do you engage with people and bring people on board with you?
Yeah, so we set up at the very beginning of all of this a ministry name called Cardrona Connections, and I am continually using the language of we, and I think that's really important because it has to be we, it has to be team. And one of the things that I've been trying to do is trying to make connections across the local churches here and get people in the local churches involved and engaged in things. Also, I suppose in the congregation that I am a part of in Innerleith and Traquair and Walkerburn, it's giving people discrete opportunities to get involved and to help out, but without feeling that they have been roped in, tied into something, and they're going to have to do this thing from now on forever, which I think can sometimes be a bit of an issue in churches. So it's having opportunities, for example, on Light Night, where we said to people, would you like to come and help any of the children who come along to build lanterns? And where we say, would you like to come and serve hot chocolate? So it's these kinds of discrete opportunities for people to get involved. So I was part of something the other day for those of us who are ministers in our first 5 years of ministry, and Susan Brown was sharing at that, and she said a couple of things that I find really exciting because they really connect with what we're trying to do here in Cardrona. The first one was to do with community, and it was to do with listening to what's going on in your community and responding to that. And the second one, I think she used a phrase like, get over the top of the walls between churches and actually try to think about making connections across the churches for the community. And that's very much something that is a focus for us here in Cardrona. Because of where Cardrona is located, we are between Peebles and Innerleithen, both of which have active churches. So wouldn't it be brilliant if we could work together across the churches to do something for Cardrona, to serve and to bless this community here?
Fantastic, Pamela. And you might have noticed we've come inside. It's a bit of a cold day, but we're here in the village hall. Does that play an important part in what you do, Pamela?
Absolutely it does. The village hall is the only resource really that the community here has centrally, and it is very heavily subscribed. So the village hall is used by scouting groups, it's used by yoga groups, it's used by everybody. So we really are having to think about when we can do things, because it has to fit with everything else that's going on in the life of the community. And actually, I think that's quite right, because I think we have to be engaged in the life of the community and working with the rhythms that there are already here. So yes, we hire the hall for any events that we have. We hire the hall for services. We're having a joint service for the churches here, a Cardrona Connections service once a month in the evening. And we have people come in here to play guitar, and we put our big projector screen up, and we sing and we represent the life of God at the heart of this community. That's what we're trying to do, really, is to put a heartbeat into the centre of Cardrona. And
we're standing next to the Christmas tree. Is there one thing that for Christmas that you're particularly looking forward to in Cardrona?
Am I allowed to say two things?
Yeah.
So the first thing would be we've got our Christmas lights switch on happening this weekend, and we're going to be doing some carol singing and trying to get people in the community engaged in that and giving out candy canes. that have on them an advert for the second thing that I'm excited about, which is our family service, where we always have a very family-friendly service on Christmas Eve. And last year we had a manger and we put little candles around the outside of the manger, and it's actually very well attended usually. So very much looking forward to that.
Final question, Pamela. Into next year, what are your hopes for Cardrona?
Good one. I think more of the same. I would hope that we would have a better sense in the coming year of the rhythms that there are here already during the course of the year, and how best we can get involved in all of the things that are already happening. I would also really like to see more working together within the churches.